Fala.
Ah, my pet automat returns.
Pet? What the devil do you mean?
It's quite all right, Maximilian. This machine and I are already acquainted. She's not like the others. For one thing, she didn't try to kill me. Extraordinary as it may seem, she's capable of speech and reason, just as you and I.
What the deuce?
Mademoiselle, please allow me to introduce you to Monsieur Maximilien de Robespierre, lawyer and representative of Artois at the now defunct Estates General.
Maximilien de Robespierre.
Inconceivable.
I'd wager it was she who laid waste to that monstrosity that was blocking access to the convent, and thus it is thanks to her that I was able to get to you at all.
Oui. I eliminated it.
Am I to understand that you have embraced our cause?
I must reach the Bastille, where Monsieur de Vaucanson is being held prisoner.
And in whose name are you undertaking this mission, pray tell?
I obey the Queen.
Ah bon? So the Austrian has turned against her husband. I'm not entirely sure that's cause for celebration. No doubt she hopes to further the aims of her brother, Emperor Joseph. With all this turmoil, she could very well hand him the country. In any case, madame, you must know that you have no chance of reaching the Bastille. It seems every effort has been made to restrict access to it. It would seem that the king is keeping his most treasured possessions there.
I must complete the task that has been given to me.
Your obstinacy changes nothing, madame. Who knows, perhaps in time an opportunity will present itself. But for now, let us consider the positive, and take comfort in the fact that we appear to share a common goal. Bringing down the clockwork tyrant.
I must find Monsieur de Vaucanson. He holds the secret to the tireless automats.
This is surely true, and when the time comes I will help you to reach the prison. Je vous le promets. But right now, the people are broken, counting their dead. They can but hide and pray they'll survive. Soon, however, those who bear love for their country in their hearts will be ready to fight again. We must prepare this uprising without delay. Since you have secured the area around this stronghold, more brave citoyens will surely join us soon. Alors, can we count on your support?
The king must be stopped.
I couldn't agree more, madame. Though I despise war, we must rally the people for battle as soon as possible. A reliable source tells me the arsenal at Les Invalides is overflowing with weapons, but a royal automat guards it. I now have no doubt that you are capable of defeating such a creature. But are you prepared to go back into the fray?
Yes, I am.
Very well. Try to clear the way so we can access the Hôtel des Invalides. Once you've done that, we'll take care of the rest. A handful of patriots are already there. Their task was to open a passage to the east, through the Faubourg Saint-Germain.
Very well. I will go and find them. Monsieur Lavoisier.
Madame, you're my guardian angel. I don't know anything about you or what drives you, but I owe you my life and can refuse you nothing.
You're back, madame. Did you free les Invalides?
Not yet.
De grâce, do not.
Were you present when the estate...
Oui, madame. I had a front row seat. We laid bare before the king the abject misery of his subjects. So he had the people's representatives dispersed by means... At least we only had to contend with soldiers made of flesh and blood. Positively angelic compared to the machines that have swept through...
Goodbye, Monsieur de Robert. Monsieur de Mirabeau.
Have your efforts paid off?
Monsieur de Lafayette, you are safe and sound.
Safe and sound indeed, but with a broken soul. I have just returned from Place Dauphine.
I understand, monsieur. The Garde Nationale.
I was too late. All these brave men, cut down in a single attack. Why was I not among them? Alas, I am condemned to outlive them, and to witness an even greater calamity.
What disaster do you fear, monsieur?
It's a highly sensitive matter. I've been waiting in vain for a message of the utmost importance.
Can you tell me more about it?
Ma foi, at this point, I don't really have a choice.
You can speak freely. Have no fear.
Before the king's attack, I sent a squad of horsemen on a very important assignment. They were to collect a precious cargo at Gros Caillou, not far from the Hôtel des Invalides.
What sort of cargo?
I'm sorry, Aegis, but I swore on my life to keep it a secret. All I can tell you is that it would give us a decisive advantage. But I haven't heard from my men. I'm worried that the exchange may have met with misfortune. It is paramount that I learn what happened and who has the cargo now. The future of the kingdom depends on it.
Since it's so important, I will go there myself and attempt to solve this mystery. There is no hope of reaching Les Invalides by the moat. I shall have to go round it through the Faubourg Saint-Germain. According to Monsieur de Robespierre, his men have cleared a path for me. Monsieur de Robespierre's men. They perished in the line of duty.
No! No, proszę. Tylko...
A monster factory?
Vaucanson's demonic forges. The Gehenna where you were smelted, just like all the murderers of your kind.
Monsieur, I have no intention of harming you. I have come to put an end to the King's actions.
If you're telling the truth, then go away. And let me live.
Monsieur.
Au nom du ciel, put down your weapons.
These poor people. But the streets...
There are still those who resist. Some good... They swore they would liberate the Hôtel des Invalides. They looked exhausted.
What about the automats? Have you observed their
A convoy, led by those machines, went by here. They came from the north, most likely from the factories.
What do you fear will happen?
I don't know. Laissez-moi à présent. You'll draw those creatures to us.
Hiding place in the Luxembourg Gardens. I should keep looking.
Pt9, pour l'amour de Dieu, run and hide!
What do you mean, Papa?
Hurry, I beg you! The Count is at our door. He shall take us away.
Good heavens!
Don't worry about me. Run, I say. Run!
Where could she have escaped to? That hiding place in the Luxembourg Gardens. If I could find out where it was, I could track Athenais. pt9's hiding place. A fight took place here. Franciscus Antonius. What unusual names. Whose king could this be? Perhaps the guests at the Cordelier can enlighten me.
Eh bien, Aegis, did you make sure my men managed to collect the cargo?
No. I haven't gone there.
Et alors? The exchange was to take place near...
Franciscus Antonius.
Francois Antoine. Hold on. The affair took place during the reign of Louis the Beloved, just a few leagues from the castle where I grew up. I was still a young boy. It caused a stir all over the country.
I doubt that it has anything to do with
I don't know.
Monsieur,
What can I do for you,
do the names Francisco...
No, nothing really.
Francois Antoine, maybe?
No, nothing with that name. I'm sorry, madame.
How do you intend to counter the king's actions?
Unfortunately, we don't have the upper hand. I am convinced that something is afoot. Something that could destroy all our hopes.
You have my full attention.
You should know that I am as such, I oversee the provision of gunpowder for the past 2 days. A large quantity of gunpowder. It's in a warehouse, but the men are... Do you realize...
The gunpowder could have fallen in.
It's possible. One thing is certain, whether it is still in the warehouse or has then, if...
How?
Simply by placing... Nothing could be easier in theory.
Flood the gun. We're in the most desperate of situations, and what will our cannons use once we have formed up?
Your army, Marquis, is presently but a figment...
I see. So...
I will go to the warehouse. Monsieur, I found a broken... It says Franciscus Antonius on it. Do you know who it belongs to?
Well, I never. Yes, I know. And I'm willing to bet you're looking for us.
That's right.
Because this cane belongs Franz Anton
Mesmer, the Prince of Charlatan.
Good heavens. It's been a long time since I've heard his name.
It wasn't long after...
Can you tell me more about...
He was a mystical healer who was once popular.
You mentioned...
The king did not look kindly on the healer's popularity within the court. This led him to appoint a commission from the Royal Academy of Sciences.
An institution to which we were asked to investigate his alleged powers.
The experiments that we performed allowed us to determine that Monsieur Mesmer's activities were pure charlatanism, a conclusion that
But there was something, Sylvain.
My dear colleague, must I remind you again that we were never able to reproduce your observations? It was obviously a momentary failure.
Perhaps.
When and how did Monsieur...
The denunciation of his techniques was the start of a... He was abandoned by his clients and resumed his research in virtuals. I think he was hoping to perfect his so-called...
A hope that led him to associate himself. In any case, Monsieur Mesmer left the kingdom overnight.
Why did he leave...
That is a mystery. But those who saw him that morning say it was as if he had the devil at his heels.
This is true. He left in such a hurry that he abandoned everything he owned. Furniture, belongings, and scientific equipment. And it seems that Cagliostro has inherited this treasure.
Is that so?
Yes, it's like...
This adventurer from who knows where is quite the mysterious. I've been able to observe him from my apartments, making frequent visits to I wonder what he was doing.
What were Monsieur Mesmer's theories?
He is a proponent of a theory called animal magnetism. He claimed to be able to channel a purported universal healing fluid by passing his hands over...
He also cobbled together a whole array of mad devices, each stranger... Unfortunately, despite all his attempts...
What happened during Monsieur Mesmer?
Oh, they were quite a spectacle. Imagine well-born ladies afflicted with perfect... A dimly lit room, where incense has been burned to intoxicate the amiable servants, half-dressed, gliding from countess to duchess, and the great Mesmer, a doctor with wandering hands. Oh, you should have seen them. Those grand ladies moaning, crying. Du théâtre, ma chérie.
Monsieur Tout-Puissant!
Madame de Polignac.
It's dreadful, Aegis. All is lost.
How were you able to leave Saint-Cloud?
All of the machines that were guarding us set out after you. I seized the opportunity to go to the stables and jump into a horseless carriage.
What are you doing here?
The children, Aegis. Charlotte and the Queen and the Marquis de Lafayette did spend days working out every detail of the preparations for departure with our accomplices in the Queen's house. Our meeting here, in this very place, they would have been safe there, which you can see for yourself. Poor Monsieur Cléry. The poor soul gave his life.
Four horses for 3 men. Someone is missing. A red cap with a rooster embroidered on it. A list of staging posts between Paris and Liège. Perhaps Madame de Polignac will know what this means. Madame, the attackers all bear the same red cap with an embroidered rooster.
It's the symbol.
One of them had a...
Liège.
Over here, there are 4 dead horses. And the body of a third man wearing a...
4 horses. It's beyond doubt. And they knew everything.
But surely the
That's true. But now that if they made it here, by the grace of God...
I shall get to the bottom of this.
They are stationed at the...
Very well. I will try to retrace their steps. As for you, you have taken enough risks.
Find the children, Aegis.
Traces of gunpowder. It would appear that Monsieur Lavoisier's gunpowder was taken to the Bastille.
You must carry on, I beg you!
I'll never make it. I'm out of breath.
Bravo, dear. Suzanne, just a bit more. We're almost there.
The Ottomans ravaged the church and slaughtered the faithful.
too late!
I am getting closer to Les Invalides. Here, I should be able to cross the moat easily.
debt was no longer sustainable, Your Majesty. Your mechanical revolution has changed the face of the kingdom, but the coffers are woefully empty.
The debt, Monsieur Necker. This debt that you and your banking friends helped to create for your own benefit, and which is now forcing us to levy new taxes? Will my subjects be able to bear another tax?
Yes, Your Majesty, as long as it is distributed fairly. The representatives of the nobility, the clergy, and the Third Estate must come to an agreement. That is why we have convened the Estates General. Tomorrow you are to preside over the opening ceremonies.
Your Estates General. Nothing good can come of it. You have roused the spirit of rebellion. All I hear about are their damned cahiers de doléances. My rightful enjoyment is being challenged. The streets of Versailles are teeming with loudmouth fanatics with sacrilegious thoughts. Tell me, Monsieur le Ministre, have you purposely set this army of the unwashed against me?
Your Majesty, I have always been your most faithful servant.
Beware, Necker. Beware. I have a surprise in store for anyone who dares attack my throne.
Suzanne, my dear Suzanne, take my hand, please. Don't let them take me away. No. Oh, no, this has to stop. I don't want to be tormented anymore.
That is not my intention. I have come to rescue you.
rescue me. But what on earth are you?
It is of no importance. What did you see and hear?
I had frightful visions. Rage, and it was cold enough to curdle the blood, all the rage and anger. And there was this commanding voice, ordering. Did I really hear it?
Who are you?
Don't you know? I'm Jacques Necker. Well, but this situation suggests that the king has decided to dismiss me from.
What does he accuse you of?
My alleged connivance with and most of all, for having been.
How and when?
When the machines attacked, to hide not far from there, in the Église Sainte-Marie. But we didn't stand a chance. They overran the nave. My wife. As for me, my Lord is the meaning.
What will you do?
There is no future for me. I need to find a safe place.
Go to the Cordelier convent. You will be... No survivors.
À la bonne heure, she's back.
Aegis, what a joy and relief to see you again.
Monsieur.
Welcome to our stronghold. I'm sure that everyone here is aware of the great debt we all owe you. As you can see, the most exhausted among us are growing stronger.
While the most determined are already planning our counterattack.
I did not expect to see...
4 days ago, the representatives of the Third Estate gathered. They swore not to separate until they had established a constitution. But that was not the only oath we swore. All the honorable men who were at Versailles secretly swore to meet here if they were...
You, Aegis, have... Though unfortunately many...
Why did you choose to meet in this...
It was my idea. Voyez-vous, I stay here whenever my... No other retreat inspires... Truth be told, this building has always felt like a fortress to me.
For 2 whole days, no automat has broken through...
Where are the monks?
They are secluded in their quarters, praying for the salvation of... However, we bear no illusions.
And we are unarmed. Without you, without your...
You are sent by heaven from now on.
We must speak, you and I, in private, if you please. Monsieur de Lafayette must not hear a word of what I'm about to tell you.
What do you mean? You all seem to be certain that I will use my strengths to serve your cause. Are you forgetting that I have a task to accomplish?
Not at all, madame. We all know and support your plan to free Monsieur de Vaucanson. That is why I've taken the time to think of a way for you to get to the Bastille.
I am listening.
There is a patriot in Paris whose pamphlets have aroused Monsieur de Lafayette's ire. His anger is so strong that the poor man had to disappear to escape arrest. I know that he is secretly hiding in the quarries in Montmartre. A labyrinth he is said to know like the back of his hand. If anyone can help you navigate the obstacles that keep you from the Bastille, it is the elusive Monsieur Marat.
Very well. I will go and find him.
Aegis, a word, s'il vous plaît.
Monsieur Raymond.
Aegis, it was very unwise of us to leave the Société. It is a miracle that we got.
See you later, but... Monsieur Raymond.
Go.
What do you want?
Have you ever heard of the Club de Massiac?
No, monsieur.
It's an association that meets at the Hotel de Massiac, just west of Les Halles. It counts some of the wealthiest plantation owners in the Empire. Those from Saint-Domingue. They are waging a war of influence to keep the... They worship nothing but money. Regrettably, my interests... 2 months ago, I was in Le Havre to settle some... When I overheard a conversation between... If they are to be believed, the Club de Massiac... Des esclaves sans... It's hard to say what this could... But I fear they plan to administer... Our organization will not let these poor souls in... Aegis, we must look into this.
You speak of greed, monsieur.
What exactly do you accuse me of?
Do you not also exploit the labor of these...
I fight every minute of every day.
If that's the case, then why wait? You preach abolition, yet you could... The truth is, you refuse to upend the established colonial order because...
It's easy to criticize from atop Mount Olympus, Maximilian. What would happen to all these people if I freed them tomorrow? I would be condemning them to the most abject misery. No.
Any reform, revolutionary or not, must be taken step by...
This reform is not so difficult. There you will not find slaves, but workers who earn a weekly, and my plantation is no less profitable.
Ah, yes, profit. Because that's the most important thing. Don't you...
Monsieur, calm yourselves. What Monsieur Raymond has related to us is... We must find out more about this plot to create sleepless slaves. Aegis, you are the...
Did you go to the Hotel de Massiac?
No.
Remember.
What is...
We publish our numbers and we have... But it was missed.
Good.
Yes, Mon. Alas.
I hope to...
What?
Of course, this those who has... I am for...
Naturally, that...
You... I allow... Latent...
See you... My respects, Monseigneur.
I didn't expect to see you. We missed you. The path that led...
Goodbye.
Allez en paix.
Aegis, do you have a...
Certainly.
I've carefully... Then I compared them with the observations made. I came to quite the shocking I think... I believe, like clocks that never need winding, They get their energy from the souls. They drink from the anima essence that permeates the purgatory. These machines feed on the dead. The greater the massacre, the...
Is there any way to...
I believe there is always hope, as long as I remain free to pursue my research. I keep thinking about the three Nemes.
The alchemist?
Precisely, mon ami.
What have we to fear from an alchemist who died nearly 4 centuries?
Not him, per se. Rather the heretic who is exploiting his discoveries.
What do I fear?
Nearly 2 months ago, the king forbade anyone from setting foot inside the Église Saint-Jean. He had the priests forcibly removed. They hardly even had time to save the churches. Since then, only our Father in heaven knows what they've...
Oh dear.
My thoughts exactly, most...
What is the lapis philosopher?
The Philosopher's Stone. No one knows its true nature. All that is known is that it's very... Just imagine what sinister purpose the king and his accomplices might find.
Where is this tomb?
In the church's crypt. But now they're no longer there to protect it. We need to...
But how? There are...
Aegis.
Oui, mon père.
Will you help us get to the bottom?
Did you not say that it was
There is perhaps a solution. The penitent's door behind the Châtelet it's only opened on Good Friday, but this year I had the honor and good fortune to lead the procession. Here is the key.
Goodbye, mon père.
Aegis, wait just a moment, je vous prie.
Monsieur le Marquis.
I'm listening.
Goodbye, Monsieur Necker.
I owe you my life, madame.
Do not fear.
Suzanne, my beloved, despite all the evidence, I still hope to see her. Mon Dieu. Whatever, after everything I've done for...
Why would the king...
I dedicated my life to the kingdom as his minister. I refuse to accept any... And I personally filled the king's coffers with 2.5 million livres. Bonds in the Caisse d'Escompte, which the king keeps in a tape. He stores all his secrets there. You must retrieve these. They must not be you.
Do I have any chance?
Don't even think about it, madame. Despite your incredible... was designed precisely to that effect. I suppose that its contents were too
Who has the key?
The king does.
Anyone else?
How could I know? Now that I think about it, there's a rumor that has been going... It's said that Monsieur de Mirabeau used to... that he oversaw diplomatic missions, not in any official... knows.
I will ask him. I will look into what happened.
Bless you, madame.
Where should I start,
In the Faubourg Saint-Germain. We were separated in the egg...
I shall be off.
You are the only hope of... and of...
Monsieur de Mirabeau. Minister Necker claims that you are a familiar...
That old story. This, madame, is nothing but an unfounded rumor. That I am... To what do I owe the...
I must get hold of some documents that are kept in an...
What lock could resist your talent?
Minister Necker said it was indestructible.
Well, let me After all, a lock is nothing more than a simple... Nothing that can resist... Why don't you ask him for help?
I'll be sure to do so.
Now, who else? Oh, there's Monsieur I'm sure he'll have...
Good.
Now, if you'll forgive me...
You are forgiven.
In that case...
Eh bien.
No.
I have it on good authority. He's the only...
Is your...
This makes...
The locate a statue...
That's right. What do you mean, Monsieur?
Lanterns of our ancestors. Today, no others claim some odious...
That makes sense. I'm now certain... And that this...
But I must...
Now that I think you...
No.
It follows.
Unfortunately...
Come now. If we knew...
Take a look at the... I found it by the factory.
Let's see. Steel. Tiens. Donc, this master blacksmith knows his trade. As long as you have a fort.
For that, our...
Well, Monsieur Lavoisier.
Break it? Certainly not. But, I would recommend sulfuric or vitriol, if you prefer to.
Where can I obtain some vitriol?
I had some, but my laboratory at L'Arsenal was... I can't tell you any more than... You should ask my colleague. He uses similar substance.
Monsieur...
And gun. Where, if I...
I understand. Goodbye, Monsieur B.
I am very pleased.
found a document written in a script.
Let me see. Ah, je vois. A variation on Taylor's system.
What does it say?
It's a bit difficult to decipher. Je crois the author writes that the subject died from a of prost.
What is
My apologies. You should ask Monsieur.
Monsieur...
But
Here.
That's
Intriguing.
Did you find...
No.
Remember what...
Would you...
Self-competitive of...
Good...
Has anyone seen Monsieur de Mirabeau?
Good.